All right, looks like we are up. Today's quick update. Quick digital update, we'll say. Digital. And make sure I spell it right. Can be mocked widely on social media. That's no fun. Digital. I always try to put an extra D in there, like digit, I guess. Or like fridge. Either way, we'll go ahead and get a few people in here. Looks like just about a dozen. And that's a good amount to have. So we'll go ahead and start again, like usual, without any concerning weather moving into the area. I won't take up too much of your time today, but we'll go ahead and get started here. Summer still arrives early, which, that's been the forecast for a little while. We did get a slight break in there with some lower humidity, but it's coming kind of right back and will be even higher as we head towards the end of this week and the start of the next, as you'll see in a moment. So today's different forecast is we got off to a slightly warmer start. On average across the Pine Belt, it was about 2 degrees warmer than it was yesterday morning, which was our coolest morning, I believe, getting down as low as like 62 in our coolest Pine Belt cities. This morning, though, we were more towards the mid-60s and even still had some 70s hanging on this morning, generally a little bit closer towards the south and the east where the wind was coming from, but still. So clouds continue to creep in midweek. Now we've also seen those through the afternoon pop up due to daytime heating added instability. Not enough to get any kind of towering cumulus or showers going, but enough to be noticeable. They're just kind of those photogenic cotton ball clouds, but otherwise expected to be mostly sunny with dry air pretty high up into the atmosphere, so not leading to too many cloudy problems with a ridiculously hot and humid finish to the week. So as we look outside, you can already see those cotton ball clouds having formed here, at least the low level ones. Upper level, you're looking at some very wispy clouds moving through with, again, a lot of dry air and blue sky and sunshine there. We already have a couple of degree heat index. 78 feels like 80 there with a light southeasterly wind that will increase as we head into the afternoon, really bringing in that humidity. Here at Petro Nissan in West Hattiesburg, different angle, kind of looks a little bit more cloudy, but again, it's the same. It's just those little tiny cotton ball clouds popping up in basically along gravity waves, which is kind of why they end up sometimes parallel to each other there. And that's just the way that the pressure field goes. You get the little highs and you get the lows, and then the lows are where, almost like an ocean wave, is where you're going to develop those clouds there. So little weather trivia for you there. So Jones College in Ellisville here, again, it kind of depends on how wide a look at the sky you get. It almost looks overcast there, but again, if you were right under it and looking up, you're going to see a lot of blue sky in between those cotton balls there moving through, again, with no rain expected for today. So we'll just kind of keep those clouds here and there as we head towards about 90 degrees, I expect. If the clouds are a little bit thicker than expected, especially in the heat of the day, of the absolute heat when we start closing in on about 4 to 6 o'clock when we're going to hit our peak, depending on a few other factors there. We could be upper 80s, but I expect we'll hit the low 90s again, just like we did yesterday and the day before. 90 and 91 respectively, I believe, at the airport is where that reporting station is, and it tends to be a bit warm at airports. Lots of asphalt, tarmac engines going here and there, so maybe it's a little high, but it's still right there with everyone else. So as we look at the muggy meter now, you can see our dew point has risen. We're sitting right at oppressive, and we'll see kind of a lot of that and a lot more of that in the days ahead. You see it kind of bouncing up and down a bit. Still expecting it to be very humid and bringing us likely more areas of patchy fog like we saw today. But here's a better graphical representation of it. Just letting it run here, you see more yellows, you see more oranges, and down here in the extreme corner, there's just a little bit of red, and that's where you're starting to see those 80-degree dew points, which is already the orange area is basically like rainforest air. As it is very, very laden with moisture and muggy. So that's where we'll be as we head into the weekend and into next week, which is also going to be some of our hottest periods as well. So as we take a look at the Southern Pine Electric radar here, you can see the little bit of clouds. Again, it doesn't really pick up too well on those little cotton ball ones until they start getting a little bit more deep. But as we look at the hour-by-hour futurecast here, you can see it's not ever too bad Seeing some upper level clouds drift across the area with those little cotton balls under them. So still a lot of blue sky and a lot of sunshine, a lot of warming, getting us up again to the upper 80s or low 90s. Then heading through the night into Wednesday morning, you see at least a few more clouds there, especially as we head into the afternoon. This model bringing some more clear skies as we head into the more evening hours. But I actually expect we'll see a bit more cloud cover throughout Wednesday, and this tiny little chance of a stray shower as we see a boundary kind of push into the area and really try to bring a shower. We keep seeing these little waves pass through, but almost none of them can generate any sort of lift, not enough to really bring us any sort of active weather. So you see here, even for today, the aggregate does nothing in the area, nothing for Thursday, nothing for Friday, nothing for Saturday, even though, again, these little waves keep passing through and they'll give us little pops of cloud cover. And yesterday I had a 10% on Friday. I thought I just had one on Thursday, really more of an overnight thing between Wednesday and Thursday, but I guess the computer took it off for me there. So we'll see how that's trending, but it's not any sort of rain that you can hang your hat on there or count on. So always a good time to have our app when we see these summer-like conditions. So if any showers do try to pop up with just the barest amount of available energy and heating, both of those happening at the same time, sometimes you can get a little help for something that normally would just be a quick pop of cloud cover. So we'll continue to watch it there, but you can also have our app and follow along with those when they try to pop up. But again, nothing expected for today. It's showing that we may see like a couple of hours where it's technically possible tomorrow. And there's that 10%, which I did have, and there's again very early morning possible sprinkle there. It's just another one of those little short wave features, they're called, basically like a little tiny low pressure wiggle in the pressure field, causing at least some cloudiness, I would say, but those sprinkles, you can't really count on them. Even once we start heading into next week, we still have to wait until about next Tuesday, a full week from today, before I would even give above a 5 to 10% chance of rain to any given moment at any given day. And even that's not sold. As a cold front approaches us, it looks like it's going to fall apart like the last several have. So looking at the 10-day here, I expect the increasing clouds, especially for tomorrow morning, to keep us about a degree cooler. Otherwise, we'll be right there where we have been, low 90s, and then steadily working our way up with the humidity continuing to climb as well. Average humidity eventually reaching those mid 70s, rainforest almost levels, where we can see our mornings not dropping below 74 degrees at any point, with the high temperature reaching about 94, mid 90s there for Saturday and Sunday with a good amount of sunshine, and that could mean some heat indices in the 100 degree range to 105. Small areas maybe reaching a little bit more if they're more humid than others, before it finally starts to moderate and cool as we see those fronts move in, a little bit more cloud cover. Eventually the showers will help out as well, but it doesn't look like anything that's going to stick around, and that humidity not looking like it's going to give way either. So that's about all I got. Just a quick update as usual on these nice fair weather days. Boring weather, as I like to say, is good weather, and that's exactly what we've got really all week long until that heat starts going in, and that's at least marginally interesting and consequential, because if you want to get out and enjoy it, you got to at this point start staying hydrated and seeking that shade like we do in the dog days of summer. So if you'd like to follow along in the future, go ahead, Facebook or Ryan Mahan WDAM, also on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, at Ryan Mahan WX, all one word. And other than that, I will let you go and enjoy the day.